2, 1. Sorry, everyone, the chair has just dropped out, I believe. What I will do, I will just pop up a holding screen and we'll, yeah, just wait until we get the chair back. This is Councillor Eyre coming back now. Hi, Councillor. We're live now, so I'll just let you take over. Give you, as long as you have no technical problems, which will stop you continuing.
Okay. Welcome to this meeting of the Local Plan Working Group. I think this is my first not a formal meeting of the Local Plan Working Group due to the COVID restrictions. This is meeting as an advisory body that will pass on the information to the executive. I'll start with apologies. We have something of a skeleton crew in the Local Plan Working Group today, so I think I've had apologies from Councillor Doughty, and Councillor Rowley is joining us. Apologies from Councillor Perrott, and Councillor Lucker is with us. And apologies from Councillor de Gorn and Councillor Myers. No substitutes, and Councillor Woodison has been held up and may join us lately, as may also Councillor Waters and Councillor Barnes. I have some new faces, I think, in the Local Plan Working Group, in Councillor Smalley, Councillor Lomas, and Councillor Barnes and Myers when they come, so welcome them to the group. Councillor Lucker, I'm sure, probably was on the group at some point in her long, illustrious career, and I think I also noted this is the first time I've seen Councillor Lucker on Zoom not in her regalia, so I think it's been a good opportunity to see her. An excellent term with lawn there. I will start with item 1 on the agenda, which is declarations of interest. Does anybody have any interest they wish to declare? Okay, item 2 is the minutes of the last meeting of the 20th of April 2021. Of those of us that were there, are we happy to accept those as a correct record? I can see a show of hands. Okay, and I shall sign those next time I'm in West offices. Item 3 was public participation. We have nobody registered to speak today, so I'll move straight on to the substantive item, item 4, which is the Huntington Neighbourhood Plan, and I'll hand over to Mike Slater to introduce.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, members. The Huntington Neighbourhood Plan, the report that's before you, sets out the results of the referendum, and my colleague Anna Pawson is going to just talk through the main elements in a couple of minutes. This is on its way, I think, as the Chair said at the beginning. It's heading towards the executive on Thursday next week, and I'm pleased to say this is one of the neighbourhood plans that is reaching the end of its sort of stage towards adoption, and the decision of the executive will be whether to make the plan, and it becomes then a formal plan for the city. But without any further ado, I'll ask Anna just to talk through the results of the referendum, which is set out before you, and just those sort of final stages, if that's okay.
Thank you, Mike. Yes, this report relates to the Huntington Neighbourhood Plan. On the 18th of March, Executive agreed that the Huntington Neighbourhood Plan could proceed to referendum. So the purpose of this report is to consider the results of that referendum. The paper asks the Local Plan Working Group members to recommend to Executive to formally make or adopt the Huntington Neighbourhood Plan, which would bring it into the full legal force as part of the development plan for York. So Executive will make that final decision. It's on Tuesday, the 20th of July. The referendum was held on Thursday, the 10th of June. There were 2 polling stations open from 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. in Huntington. One was at Orchard Park Community Centre, and the other one was at the Huntington Community Centre on Strentsall Road in Huntington. The declaration of poll results can be seen at Annex A to this report. There was a 17.1% turnout to the referendum. The results on whether to accept the Huntington Neighbourhood Plan was a positive of 86.8% of people said it should, and 13.2% thought that the plan shouldn't be used. As it's a positive majority, it's over 51%. At the the referendum, it means that the council is now obliged to make the plan and bring it into the full legal force as part of the development plan for York. The neighbourhood plan is considered to meet all of the basic conditions and all of the relevant legal and procedural requirements, and that's supported through the examiner's report. It's advised that the plan is made by the council given the positive result at the referendum. The neighbourhood and nothing has changed in the neighbourhood plan since the examiner's report or the modifications consultation. So there's nothing to suggest that the plan would breach or be incompatible with any EU obligations or Convention of Human Rights, and there aren't any unresolved legal challenges in respect of the plan either. So in terms of the next steps, as soon as possible after the executive next Tuesday, a copy of the decision statement will be sent to the qualifying body, which is Huntington Parish Council, and anybody who wanted to be notified of the decision. Paper copies of the decision statement, which is Annex B, and the neighbourhood plan, the adopted neighbourhood plan, will also be made available at West offices, York Explore Library and Huntington Library. So once the plan is made, it will achieve its full legal status. It will form part of the statutory development plan, and the Huntington neighbourhood plan will sit alongside the local plan once it's adopted. The neighbourhood plan contains a series of policies that will be used when determining planning applications in the Huntington parish. And finally, I just wanted to say thank you very much to the Huntington Neighbourhood Plan Group and the Parish Council for all of their hard work in producing this locally specific neighbourhood plan for Huntington. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. And I'll open up to questions or comments. And I can see Councillor Orwell has indicated.
Thank you, Chair. We have had this, the neighbourhood plan at numerous meetings over the last few years. Reiterate my previous thanks to all the councillors on Huntington who've been working on this plan for several years. I don't think there's anything contentious, so I'll move the recommendations on page 5, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Orwell. Councillor Cuthbertson, was that an indication?
It was to indicate that I wish to second it, Chair. Thank you.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions or anything they want to raise? Okay, I think most of what I would say has been covered. Again, thanks to those people involved in drawing this plan up. It is something of a thankless task at times, and it has seemed to take this one in particular a long time, not perhaps as long as some of us have been councillors, but it does feel a lot as if since I was chairing this group, it's been something that's been rounded about, not due to the work that those people were putting into it, but unforeseen circumstances that have occurred throughout that process. So I think, and also note, I think this is one of the highest turnouts, I think, in terms of one of the consultations we've done. I think that 17% is particularly high for one of these neighbourhood referendums. So do commend the people that were getting out and doing some of that, getting out the vote. I think it's probably some of the parish council involved with that one. So with that one, are we all happy to agree the recommendations at paragraph 2 on page 5? See a show of hands. Okay, in which case I have no urgent business. Therefore, I'm happy to declare the meeting closed.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, members.